Hi, this is James from Tabletop Gaming Guild, and today we're going to look at an expansion for Doomlings, and this is Doomlings the expansion box, which has 5 different expansions inside of it to add more replayability to our already very replayable game. We're going to go down to the table here. I'm going to show you what comes in this box and what each of these expansions are, and then we're going to come back and I'm going to give you my final thoughts. Alright, so this is the Doomlings upgrade box here. And you're going to get 5 expansions in this one box here. So you're going to get Dinolings, Mythlings, Technings, Multicolorlings, and the Meaning of Life expansion here. And each of these is going to add a different flavor to the game here. So we're going to go ahead and start off with the multicolored one here. This is going to have 1 quadratic domain. You're going to have quadric color, sorry. You have 6 dual color traits, and you have 1 colorless trait here. The borders with the multicolors are simultaneously each color. Icons above. The point value will help colorblind players be able to see these cards, and these are going to be the little icons here. So I do appreciate that a lot. This is just something you're going to mix in with the game here. So you could pause the video if you want to see any of these, but here's going to be the colorless one. This one's going to be Free Will. At the world's end, this card becomes a color of your choice, which is pretty cool. You have Mitosis, which is going to be these 2 colors here. You're going to have Hand Wing, which is those 2 colors. Curiosity, which is these 2 colors. Bullheaded, which is these 2 colors. Bloom, which is these 2 colors. And Acrobatic, which is going to be the green and purple. And Wild, which is everything. So that's basically it. And these are the symbols they're talking about on the sides here for the colorblind there. So that is really simple. That is the multicolor expansion. Just add some more cards to your game here. Next, we have the Dinolings here. So these are fossil records show that Dinolings once roamed the Endras. So the Deluge expansion revolves around the discard pile, and each slots into the game of Doomlings. You don't need to learn anything new. Just play and add these cards simply and remove them simply to your liking. So again, this is really simple. You're just adding these to the game here. You're going to have these 2 age cards. One's a catastrophe and one's regular. So the catastrophe here is -1 to the gene pool. Discard 1 card from your hand for each dominant trait in your trait pile. World's End, -1 for each trait in your trait pile with a face value of 3 or more. This one here, you have Badlands, discard 1 card, shuffle the discard pile, and deal 1 card face down to each player. Return any remaining cards to the discard pile. And then here's these dinosaurs in here. So you got one with tiny arms. Again, you can pause the video to read any of these. You have serrated teeth, nom nom. You have a dominant trait here, Carnosaur. To play, you must discard 2 red traits from your hand to the trait pile. You have Talons. You have Proto Feathers. Play 2 additional traits, ignore the actions. You have Egg Predation. Steal 1 Dinoling from an opponent's trait pile. You have, I don't know how to pronounce that one. Draw 1 card. If it is the dominant trait, discard it. If not, play it immediately. Ignore the action. You have Dermal Armor. You have Cranial Crest. You have Thagmanizer, whatever that is. All players must discard 2 cards from their hand, including yourself. Okay, there are Fronds. We have Cerdasarian Horns. We have Bony Plates. We have Terrorbeak. We have Pterosaur Wings, and we have Elongated Neck. So those are the cards that come in with the Dinolings, and like I said, you can just mix them in or remove them as you like into the game itself. So nothing's, no special rules for that. Now we have the Technolings. So here's the Technolings. This is the Tech Boom with the Erendis sparked new types of Doomlings. One with certain modification. Techniques introduce a new attachment mechanism to the game. On the back of this card is the complete set of rules. So with this one here, you're going to have traits with an attach effect. And when they're played into your trait pile, unless otherwise allowed, to quickly identify attachments, look for this symbol here. So there's this little symbol here that shows that they are part of the Techlings here. They must be attached to a host trait, even if they are played randomly. If there's no suitable host trait, simply discard the attachment. So basically, these guys are going to be like an add-on to an existing trait. So you'd have like elongated neck, but it's cybernetic sort of thing. Host traits. Dominant traits cannot be host traits. Traits with the attach effect cannot be host traits. So you can't attach cybernetic to mecha. It has to be a non-Techling card here to do that. Swap, steal, or discard. Attachments cannot be individually swapped, stolen, or discarded. By default, if the host trait is swapped, the attach sticks with the host trait. If it's stolen, the attach sticks with the host trait. If it's discarded, it discards with the attachment. Return to your hand, discard the attachment. Random discard, swaps, and steals. Attach alone cannot be randomly removed from your trait pile. If the host trait is considered for random removal, set the attachment aside and shuffle the suitable targets in the host traits. It is ultimately selected. Follow the procedure for the swap, steal, discard. So basically the whole thing is going to be that when you attach these, they are part of the card for all intents and purposes. As much as you can keep that going, you keep that going. If the cards get discarded, these get discarded. Oops. So you could do trait and color count. Attachments apply to your total trait count, and attachment apply to your total color count. That's it. That's basically it. So these are just like things that you attach to other cards here. So you have cybernetic here attached to a non-blue host. The trait is now blue, so that's pretty cool. You have mecha here. You could pause these again so you could read them. Lichenzation. You have nano. You have transgenetic modifications. You have ruggedized. You have binary. You have GMO, gray hat, electromagnetic, hyper, mycelium, whatever, subdermal plating, bone reinforcement, bionic arm, and freakish eyes. So again, these are going to be traits. So if I have a long neck with freakish eyes, they're attached to each other now, and so on and so forth. All right, so this does come with, and all these packs basically, except for the multicolor one, come with a catastrophe and a normal age cards here. So age of metadata and bioengineered plague. Each player choose a color. The player on your left discards all cards of that color from their hand. And as a world's end, discard one random trait from your highest color count from your trait pile. If two or more are tied, pick one. All right, so that was Techlings. Then we have Mythlings. So what are Mythlings? Mythlings exhibit traits of magic and mischief that defy the natural order of things. You might want to familiarize yourself with the base game before introducing these tricky techniques to play, but don't worry, the cards will tell you what to do. Simply add them or remove them as you like. So there's nothing special rules about this. The rules are going to be on the cards. So this is just one that you just shuffle in. Then you have your normal age card with this one. After you stabilize, pass one card to your left at random. You have your catastrophe, eyes from behind the stars. Discard one, -1 gene pool, discard one from your hand. The players who discard the lowest face value must also discard one from the trait pile. World's End, discard your highest face value from your trait pile or the trait pile to the old god. All right, so now here's some cards here. That's all going to fall in the Mythling area here. You have your Mighty, and again, you can pause this. You have Gelatinous. So if you're a D&D player, this one's going to be a popular one for you. This one here, you may play Gelatinous from your hand when your opponent steals from your hand or your trait pile. If Gelatinous is stolen or discard it. All right, you have Dragonheart, you have Ancient, you have Zombified, you have Witchy, Necromantic, Rainbow Horn, Efregal, whatever that is. Destined, Orcish Tusks, Fey, that's a scary Fey. Elven Ears, Righteous, Icy, Dilapidus Wings, and here's your legendary legend card. All right, that's cool. So that is Mythlings. The last one we have going here is going to be the meaning of life. Throughout the ages, Doomlings have contemplated their existence. Why am I here? Does it really matter? Lucky, the meaning of life provides you with Doomlings with simple answers to these complicated questions by adding quantifiable point values to their life. The complete set rules is on the back of this card. Their hidden objectives incentivize different strategies and new element decisions when choosing which card to play. So this one's going to have basically secret objectives. So the setup here, you're going to deal the game as normal with your 5 traits to each player. Step 1, shuffle the meaning of life cards. Step 2, deal 2 mole cards to each player face down. Secretly keep 1 and return the others to the box. You may look at them before selecting. So basically what's going to happen here is we have meaning of life cards. We're going to shuffle these up. We're going to deal 2 to each player. You're going to pick 1. And that's what you're going to use for scoring. Achieve your meaning of life cards, hit an objective to earn extra points at the end of the game. Note, if the card has varying point thresholds, only apply the best applicable bonus. At the end of the game, after all your points are tallied, determine your meaning of life points and add that to your total. Congratulations, you have long last quantified the meaning of life. Your life is wonderful. All right, so basically what this is, and these have different backs to them, is these are going to be your goal cards that you can go towards at the end of the game to get some extra points. And there's a good stack of these, so you're going to be having a nice set of randomness to the game. And these are really nice because they add an extra layer to the game. And there's not much to teach on here. You're just going to pick one of the two to read it. So I like this and the Weaver. +3 for each set of all 4 colors, red, green, blue, and purple in your trait pile. You can get a lot of points with that. You have the Warrior. You have the Warbler. You have the Vixen. +3 if you have 3 to 5 purple traits in your trait pile. +6 if you have 6 or more. So these cards already give you a goal for the game here as you go through. The Vagrant, the Tigress, the Jellyfish, the Spirit Gardener, the Soothsayer, the Fellowship, the Cosmic Jinx, the Kabachow, the Maven, the Magician, the Lumberjack, the Dancer, the Logician, I can't talk, the Biblis. Okay, so that's basically what it does. This actually gives goals for your game there and something to work towards in the game itself. So that's going to be the 5 different expansions that you're going to get in the game there. And let's go ahead back up the table here and I'll give you my final thoughts on Doomlings upgrade box. All right, so that was Doomlings, the expansion box. You get 5 different expansions in it. The component quality of this is great, just the same as the base game's component quality. I really appreciate that they didn't change. Like sometimes when you get these, the back of the cards will be a slightly different shade or whatnot. These match up perfectly. They're very, very good. I also appreciate the fact that this didn't just come with 1 or 2 expansions. This came with 5 different expansions that had a big difference in each one of them. Even the ones you just mix in, they had a really cool theme that you put in. And a couple of them that have these advanced rules aren't that really hard to explain. It's just going to be, and most of them have the explanation on the cards themselves. So that's really cool. So this is going to be for someone that's going to be loves playing Doomlings and just looking for some new things to be showing up in the game they're playing and new mechanics to be occurring. This is going to be the expansion for you, and I actually will say this is probably going to be an essential expansion for you because if you're playing Doomlings a lot, you're going to want those new things coming up and new things showing up, and having those new little mechanics show up every once in a while to add just a little another layer to the game itself. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the Doomlings expansion box. I think they did a really great job with this. And yeah, thank you for watching.